Very hard to imagine what the future is going to look like now with the Patriots and without Bill Belichick. Adam Schefter back with us. Adam, what more can you tell us since this news broke just minutes ago?
Well, Christina, this is historical. This is something that will have ramifications around the NFL, and it continues a week in which coaching legends have left their respective franchises. It started yesterday with Pete Carroll leaving as the head coach of the Seahawks, continue with Nick Saban, Bill Belichick's close friend, retiring from Alabama, and now this morning, word that the Patriots and Bill Belichick will be parting ways. There will be a press conference today at noon in Foxborough, where both Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick are scheduled to attend. They will make statements there and tell people from their perspective, I think, about what each man meant to each other. And now the questions will be what happens to each side. The Patriots embark upon their first head coaching search in a quarter century. They haven't done something like this in 25 years. Now, I believe the focus in Foxborough will be on Gerard Mayo, the Patriots linebackers coach, whom the organization holds in high regard, and I believe he will be if not the favorite candidate to become the next head coach of the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick will be a coaching free agent. There are currently 7 other teams aside from New England with coaching vacancies, and I would think that any team with a vacancy would have some level of interest in wanting to talk to the greatest coach of all time. The team that would make some sense, I think, in the eyes of many across the league would be the Atlanta Falcons. If we remember in the past, Arthur Blank once pursued and didn't get Bill Parcells. Bill Belichick learned at the feet of Bill Parcells the Falcons could use a head coach. There's nobody more accomplished than Bill Belichick, and that would certainly seem to make some sense if that's an avenue that the Falcons decide to pursue. But we have entered into a new era here in New England, and that is the fact that the Patriots will have a new coach. Bill Belichick will be coaching somewhere else, and today there will be a press conference at noon in Foxborough to formalize it.
Adam, that's a search for the head coach looking forward to the Patriots. And Bill Belichick, we know, acting as GM as well. What do you know about the search in that aspect now for a new GM for the Patriots?
Well, they have to decide what they want to do first. You have to decide, every organization does, whether they want to pursue a head coach or a general manager first. And in this case, I expect that the Patriots will look for a head coach before they look for a general manager. And it's a situation where if you have somebody that you've identified, somebody that you believe in, and I believe that to be the case with Gerard Mayo, then they'll go talk to him. They'll look at other candidates. A lot of people also, Christina, wondered if the Patriots could and would hold out to trade Bill Belichick, seek compensation the way that the Saints got back for Sean Payton after he took off a year from football. But throughout the course of the week, as the Patriots owner Robert Kraft and the Patriots head coach, former head coach Bill Belichick, met, it became obvious that the Patriots were going to take the high road here, not pursue compensation, not hold back Bill Belichick from seeking employment elsewhere. And so the two sides essentially agreed to part ways without New England seeking any compensation in return, which had been one of the questions that had followed this particular situation as it unfolded throughout the course of the year, whether New England would do that. The Patriots won't do that. And so there we have it, and Bill Belichick will be a coaching free agent.
Yeah, that long-standing, successful marriage, as it's been known, of course, treated with respect. We'll have to see how that press conference goes later on today. Adam, thank you so much.
Let's bring in Tedy Bruschi, our NFL analyst, and, of course, a longtime Patriot, won 3 Super Bowls with that franchise. Tedy, this would be unfathomable a couple years ago that the Patriots and Bill Belichick would part ways. So much success there, a historic run, unparalleled success, really. What emotions come up to you right now when you hear that Bill Belichick is out there?
I think you and I see it differently, David. I knew eventually this day would come, and I think it's from being in team meetings with Bill Belichick over and over again that the end comes for all of us, even legendary coaches, even legendary players. It was coming. It was coming for Bill. He's getting into his 70s now. Bill always talked about never wanting to coach into his 70s, but things change. Things change. You want to keep winning. You realize how much you love football, and maybe you want to keep going. So he's here now into his 70s, and does he want to continue coaching? That's up to him, of course, but his impact on New England, what he's done in New England, it'll never be matched. It'll never be matched across any other organization in terms of the Super Bowl appearances, the Super Bowl victories, all the winning that he's done. I was very lucky to be a small part of that and be a player under him and learn about truly what it takes to win football games. Brady, I was with Coach Belichick when he was an assistant coach in '96 under Bill Parcells' staff, and he was only like the secondary coach, and he would speak up in meetings rarely. So it went from there to Pete Carroll to Bill coming back and going 5-11 our first year to turning it into what it is now, and him maintaining that for so many years. I think it's going to be done with class today. The way the Crafts want to do it, it's a press conference. It's going to be all love. It's going to be all respect. It's going to be all appreciation, as it should be. And, when we watch that press conference, I think, I don't know, Bill will speak as if then maybe he'll reflect, because it's something he's never done as an individual, as a head coach, and that's reflect on the job he's done. His job was, he was always telling us, do your job, do your job. Well, Bill just finished his job with the New England Patriots, and he did the best job anyone has ever done in the history of coaching. So if I could just say congratulations to my former coach on the job that he's done, and thank you for everything he's done for me and hundreds of other players there.
You said that this was inevitable because of the Belichick maybe you saw in team meetings and stuff. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Teddy?
Bill can't coach forever, and none of us as players can play forever. And when do you have happy endings as a player or as a coach? It's always the great ones that ended their tenure with their historical times at their organizations. It always ends with losing seasons. It always ends with players getting old and moving on, and the success cannot last forever. But he held that success for a pretty long time. That's why I say that. It's just that there comes a time. There eventually comes a time. And I think the one thing Bill Belichick coaches his players to do so well is to never to look back and always look 3 steps forward. And I guess that's the way I saw his coaching career, 3 steps forward as of, 2 years ago. Last year, the time is coming eventually where the Crafts would have to talk and think about the transition from Bill Belichick to who it's going to be after him. It was going to be eventually. Either it was this year or next year. This time was coming.
The man's not dead. This is not an obituary. In fact, he could be coaching in the NFL next season. But I would love to hear, Teddy, just a quick story, your favorite moment with Bill Belichick, or something that you can relate to the audience.
Favorite stories always just involved winning. Always just involved preparation. You didn't get a lot of humor a lot of times for Bill. It was always about winning championships.